Good evening to all of you. Welcome to another stream. I'm your host and your financial analyst Akash Malhotra. Welcome you from the Olymptrade. I'm very happy to see you, and I have lots of news to share with you. In fact, today we'll be talking about the financial market. But again, today's main topic of the conversation, as you know, from the name of the stream, we'll be talking about heat maps. That is correct. So we since from last few weeks we were continuously talking about the financial market, and not many people are aware about the fact that how heat map works. So therefore, as a team, we decided to have a conversation, a little conversation, so that we it will be like a brief conversation, we'll having like close to 10 minutes specifically regarding heat maps. Now all of you know that the financial markets are full of all the uncertainty, and it's very difficult to keep the track of a single asset because there are a bunch of assets available. We name at currency pair, euro USD, GBP USD pair, USD J pair, a bunch of pairs are available. Not only that, but it is also a defining moment for us to work up on the existing situation which is happening in the cryptocurrency world as well. So to sum up all the conversation in one debate that we will be having for today, we'll be talking about heat maps. This is one of my favorite topic. This has been what I've been using from close to 4 and 5 years. It basically gives me an idea how the financial market is working just by analyzing the color of that specific asset. Now, isn't it amazing? Now, as a trader, as an investor, we must know how the heat map works. And so, therefore, we'll be having a conversation about that. Welcome to all of you. We will be taking some of your comments. In the meantime, I'll be showing you what these heat maps means, what do they represent, and how we will be able to understand in which direction there is a high probability for market to be. Now, I'll be giving you some glimpse of the financial market, and in the end of the conversation, we will be taking, if we have a good entry on fixed time trading or Forex specifically, we'll be talking about that. And if we had some good entries on Forex, we will also be covering that part as well. Again, dear traders, I welcome you to all of you to our very new session. Let me know in the comments section how many of you are aware about heat maps. I'll be reading your comments. Let me know in the comment section. I'll be more than happy to read your comments. This is why I do what I do. I love having conversation with you once in a week, so that as a financial analyst, it's my objective to guide you through the difficult situation, or to drive you from the difficult phases of trading to a convenient manner, so that our profitable journey will not be affected by the small time fluctuations of the financial market. That is what we will be talking for today. I welcome you once again to all of you. Let me know in the comment section how many of you are aware about heat maps. I'll be reading your comments. So there are multiple comments. Thank you very much for joining. First of all, the stream. Mr. Mudassar ji. Hey, Mr. Mudassar ji. Salam alaikum. Welcome to the stream. Mr. Mudassar ji said, I lost $200 and I'm very disappointed. I'm very sorry for your losses, Mr. Mudassar. Let me know in the comment section which trading time are you selecting. Is it the fixed time trading that you focused on more, and what is that particular time frame that you have selected which end up us in this disappointing state? Mr. Faizan ji say, hello Faizan ji, how are you doing? Mr. Trader 8812, hi dear, welcome to the stream. मिस्टर एके टीवी सर मेरा लॉस बहुत हो रहा है आई एम वेरी सॉरी फॉर द अनफॉर्चुनेट लॉसेस आई फील योर पेन because as a trader we always want to make money in the financial market, but the financial market is full of all the uncertainty, so we have to prepare ourselves for the unfortunate situations. If you follow the martingale approach and a strategy, every successful trader needs a strategy. With that trading strategy, we will be able to effectively navigate our ways from the different hurdles to the profitable journey. Welcome to the stream. Mr. Sumit ji said, good evening. Sumit ji, welcome to the stream. Good evening to you too. Mr. Mudassar ji said, which trade is it, sir? The trade has been taken on the Bitcoin. There is a good chances for the Bitcoin. I'll be talking about that as well with you. Welcome to the stream. I'll be talking especially in depth regarding the price variation in the cryptocurrency asset. I'll tell you how to navigate, how I was effectively able to understand which part of the time I should be opening up the trade and where should I be leaving my existing trade as well. So welcome to the stream. Um, मुदस्सर जी ये कौन सी ट्रेड गा कोई बता सकता है सर दिस इज द ट्रेड विच वी आर टेकिंग ऑन द Bitcoin assets as of now. Mr. Sumit ji said no idea about heat maps, sir. Here we go. That's a good start. If you do not know anything about it, ask me in the comment section. We will be specifically having a conversation about these topics. This is one of my favorite topics, and this is what I love to talk with you about. Welcome to the stream. Mr. Trader said, yeah, Forex trading hai. I basically tell my clients the different trading ideas on fixed time trading and Forex. Majorly, the idea that I share with my clients are based on Forex. So, yeah, sir, we will be specifically talking about that. Mr. Trader, you said, good evening, Sam. How are you? I'm going great. Thank you very much for asking your question. Mr. Roaster, you said, not aware about heat maps. Thank you very much for knowing me about that. So, today's session has been exclusively created for you. As I told you, we'll be talking about heat maps. This is one of my favorite topic, and I hope you liked today's stream as well. If you do like today's stream, hit that like button, subscribe to Olymptrade Practice with new topics. We basically comes up every week and guide you and navigate you through the hurdles that we have in trading and surpass those. You will be absolute winner. Again, welcome to the stream, and I'm very happy to join the session with you. Thank you very much about that. So, guys, over the next 10 minutes, we'll be covering the heat maps. Oh, what are these heat maps? How they have been used for, and what are the different practices. A lot of traders, as a financial analyst, I must believe that a lot of traders worldwide use these heat maps. Personally love them, and today we'll be navigating our way through them. So the heat maps is basically something which is being shown in the form of color that you can see on my screen, right? So if you know the history of the heat maps, you probably will be aware that during 2008 recession time, specifically, the Lehman Brothers crisis happened in US. So there was a lot of recessions going on in the US. So starting from that point, the heat map becomes a very popular thing to visualize about it. So I'll give you an example. So one of the easiest site that I navigate through is known as Finviz. So we can write finviz.com. Here you will be able to see bunch of things here. In fact, in the right hand corner, lower right hand corner, you will be able to see S&P 500 heat map. It basically contains the major stocks available in the US market, which include Microsoft, Nvidia, Apple, Amazon, Tesla, Walmart, JP Morgan. It basically contains all the bigger assets, the large scale companies, we call it as. They have been represented. It basically shows the entire variation S&P 500. If you select S&P 500 here, you will be able to see that all the state datas are green, and therefore the S&P 500 must be on the rising side, which we can see obviously from these variations, right? S&P 500. So it basically contains the 500 major stocks available in the US, and it shows in the form of variation how this US stock market S&P 500 is performing. Warren Buffett for Warren Buffett, it is one of the important tools that he uses to analyze the entire stock market. S&P 500 index funds, you probably will be aware about bunch of things, but today we'll be specially covering one of the most important assets. At the same time, how we will be able to navigate through these, guys. Welcome to the stream once again. So if you are a beginner, if you do not know anything about it it's completely fine. So what are the heat maps? Now the heat maps are being basically represented by two colors, either it is green or red. But if you'll see the slight variation in it, every individual asset or the stock is been represented by either a very strong green, mild green, from less blunt red to blood red. That means extremely red asset. It is an indication that the value of an asset has been plumbing down amazingly. That is how the heat map representation basically means. Now there are a bunch of different ways how we will be able to do that. Here in the performance matrix, you can select for which duration you want to see the heat maps. If you want to go ahead with 1 day performance, you will able to see this, and with 1 week performance you will be able to see that the Microsoft on a 1 week basis has been dropped by 2.49%. It's not that red, right? A slightly red color, but it is an indication that the price of Microsoft has been depleted recently, and now it's been recovering in a very substantial manner, in a small factor, but it has been increasing. Okay, so the definition of heat maps, right? It's a two-dimensional visual tool that uses color to represent datas or values. Like a grid where color shows the different intensity. In trading, it's like a color-coded map of active market and market activity. market complex data has been visually represented so that you will be able to understand this. We have some few more comments. Mr. Trade, sir, good evening, sir. How are you doing? I'm doing great, sir. Thank you very much for asking. Welcome to the stream. Mr. Roshella Billa said not aware about heat map. It's completely fine. We'll be talking about heat map. So I'll give you an example. Recently there are a bunch of market variation recently has happened. So I'll be able to navigate you through the different forms as well. So heat maps, right? These are one of the essential tools, and these basically are the different price level on one axis. If you'll see, these are vertical levels where it basically shows Microsoft, Oracle, PLCR, PLW, CRW, FN, FTNT. So these are all the different asset, basically the technological part which contains all these bunch of assets available there, or the stocks available there. In the financial market, we can see JP Morgan, Morgan Stanley, uh, uh, Morgan Stanley, and yeah, bunch of banks sectors available in the financial sector as well. So it basically contains all the details regarding it. Let's take an example. For stocks, green might show the price gains, whereas red shows the decrease in the price of asset. So by just observing this single heat map, you can basically estimate how US market 500 stocks listed are performing, and based on this we can take our trade. If it is very green, it is an indication that a strong buying has been happening in that particular asset. If it is highly red, that means it's a strong selling has been happening in that asset and it's been down by a particular percentage. It is also shown in the form what we can see that TMUST mobile, it's been down by minus 2.4%. It is another way of understanding this. So not only this, it doesn't really contain itself in the S&P 500. There are a bunch of things available. So we'll talk about the crypto now. You probably have heard about Bitcoin, which was came close to 1,24,000 all-time highest level recently. If I want to give you an example, so imagine this in the last week. I'll show you on my graph, right? So this is a heat map which contains all the cryptocurrency, but major cryptocurrency like BTC USD, that means Bitcoin, ETH USD, that is Ethereum, Solana, Binance Coin, right? Doge, all these assets are available here, which are showing on the strong red side. That means a strong selling has been happening, or recently the price has been broken down amazingly to the bearish sentiment, and these are all been represented in the form of red color. I'll tell you why the market fall and what are the trading ideas that one can collect from this conversation, and how we will be able to capitalize ourselves on those cryptocurrency variations, right? So now, right now, what we can see that there is a bunch of selling happening, but not with the Bitcoin. Bitcoin is marginally down, but there are higher chances for the Bitcoin to start recovering. The higher the percentage indicates, the blood red or more red color it pops up, that means the stronger the selling has happened on that particular asset. Mr. Trader said Forex may Olymptrade. Yes, sir. You can take A on any particular stock, even the list of stocks available, and on cryptocurrency you can take the trade on Forex. What about your opinion on today's news on economic calendar? We will be talking about that in much more detail manner. Thank you very much for asking this an important question. That's an important question, Mr. Malik. Thank you. So the silent touch, I need a personal consultation for this. If you need a personal consultation, you can reach out by two mediums. First of all, by increasing your status to expert level, you can have a personal conversation with the financial analyst. For that, you probably need to reach an expert status. Once you are in the expert status, reach out to the help section on the support, ask the support team to schedule a conversation with the financial analyst. Your meeting will be scheduled with us, and we will be effectively able to guide you from this. Mr. Silenter said, my name is Rahul. Thank you very much, Rahul ji, for asking this question. Mr. Malik ji said, read my comment. I already read your comment, Mr. Malik. Thank you for commenting. Okay. So what are the key points that we need to take from this? The higher, the stronger the color it indicates, the stronger the selling which has been happening in that particular asset in a day basis. What we are seeing is the performance on our asset based on the day, weeks performance. If you want to see, if you can click on the day basis, it's a strong red. On week basis or on the hour basis, you can see that the different variation can be easily predicted by such kind of variation. Second thing, it can also be used on the future markets, Nikkei 225, Euro stocks. So there are a bunch of stocks available and listed. So Euro is the Eurozone index, Nikkei 225, Hang Seng. Nasdaq, S&P 500, basically it comprises of all the major indexes which are available. DAX is a German index. As we know that in India, we have different indexes for, let's just suppose Nifty 50 index we have, correct? Sensex we have. So it basically predicts the entire combination. So Nifty 50 banks is also there in bank sector. If it is been down, that means the major stocks are on the selling side on the bank. So this is how we basically correlate with each other. Crypto futures, you can use Forex on the currency pair. These heat maps can play a tremendous, amazing role to help you navigate through the different markets. That's how it works. If you don't understand, let me know in the comment section. I'll be guiding you through this entire journey of ours. If you want to know more about heat maps, go to Finviz, read what are these heat maps. If it is feel like difficult for you to understand, let me know in the comment section. In the next week we will also be having an in-depth conversation about these heat maps. So these heat maps, what are these heat maps? This is a color indication whether the strong buying or selling happening in this particular asset, which gives an entire idea of the in financial market. S&P 500, Dow Jones, DAX, Eurozone 50, Euro stocks. So these are all the indexes which basically give us an idea how the Germany market is working, how European market is working, and how the US market is working as well. Let's get back to the trading. Let's get back to the heat maps. And from the heat map analogy, I'll tell you something. So the first thing that we realize that there is a very big jump happened. So last week, exactly, if you look into the economic calendar, now this will give you a very good trading idea how we will be able to profit ourselves from the recent variation in the market. So I'll select the GMT of plus 530. If you do not know anything about it, that's completely fine. Let me know in the comment section how many of you know about economic calendar. If you don't know, that's completely fine. We can arrange a session based on the comments. We'll take a vote. How many of you want a personal session on economic calendar? And I'll guide you through the same. So I was talking about what recently happened. So there are a lot of surge in the market happened. So for all those Indian traders, you know that guys, gold plays a very important factor in our life, right? A lot of investors believe that gold is something that can be held within the market uncertainty. So this is what exactly happened. So Jerome Powell on last Friday hinted that there is a possibility of reduction in the interest rate. Now there is an amazing analogy that I'm going to put forward. Take a closer look on this right now. This is a very important tool that we are going to talk about. So the most important part is Fed interest rate. There is a good possibility that Jeremy Powell will be decreasing interest. Now, what are the reasons for decreasing the interest rate? Now, whenever the US economy is in trouble, so there is a possibility that the PPI index was very high, producer price index. That means the purchasing price of goods has been increased, which is acting as an inflationary tool for US. Now, when the inflation is about to strike, when the inflation rises, it is the central bank duty to decrease the interest rate. But unfortunately, Mr. Jeremy Powell has not been able to reduce the interest rate because the market is not stabilized because of the tariff war which has been going in the US right now. US has been implying tariff on the different countries because of which the inflation for the US has been become interestingly very high. Their purchasing power has been rapidly decreasing, and to curb up with that, Jeremy Powell has to decrease the interest rate one way or another. And the same decision was taken on the last week, Friday. Jeremy Powell came. He had given a statement. If you can see, let me just show you when the situation has happened. Okay, so on 15th of August, no. So we are in August. 25th is today's date. So the data was released on 22nd. Okay. See, Mr. Chairman Jeremy Powell thought about there is a good possibility for decreasing in the interest rate. As soon as he declared that the decrease in the interest rate, whenever remember this point, guys, whenever the interest rate decreases, people often tends to invest their amount because they are not getting higher interest rate on their saving account. So they often push their amount, withdraw the funds from the bank, and invest in a pair where they will be able to get a substantial return. And why not gold? Every time when the interest rate decreases, gold increases, and that's the trade that you can see in my trading account. The trade that I have opened on gold specifically because there were good chances for the Fed to decrease interest rate. As soon as we took the trade, the market shot off like anything, and it has been now giving us the profitability close to $152, which is amazing in its way. So this only not, I mean, this variation not only hampered the performance of gold, but also to a substantial extent to all the pairs. So if you look into the Bitcoin prices rose tremendously after hearing that the interest rate decisions will be taken and they will be decreasing the interest rate. Not only this, S&P 500, Dow Jones, all the assets you can see exactly at 7:30 started climbing like anything. S&P 500, if you look into Euro USD again rose substantially high, if you can see this, and it also reversely impacted the variation in USD. So all the currency pairs started decreasing. That's how it works. When the USD prices falls down, the currency which is against it started rising once again. So if you look an example for any USD CAD should also be dropping. USD CHF should also be dropping. And if you look into the Euro USD, since USD is on the second side, the Euro USD started rising. Now, how we will be able to capitalize ourselves? The first thing that happened, let's take a closer look on the prices of Bitcoin. Now, the Bitcoin prices started decreasing. It came back to an amazing level. First, it rose and then tumbled down. Why it happened? Every time the price increases, people often tend to sell their existing position for the recent jump. So the price correction usually happens. But what happened recently, 24,000 Bitcoin were sold in a day. Because this was such a massive reaction, the chain reaction started, and here we can see there is a sudden drop in the price of Bitcoin because 24,000 Bitcoin were sold by an anonymous trader in a single day. Because of not that much liquidity, the market has to collapse down, and it did collapse by a great extent. Now, what does it really mean? For all the traders, take a very closer look. Now, Bitcoin came close to a amazing level of 1,10,000. On the level of 1,10,000. Bitcoin has a substantial level of support associated to it. So that means whenever the price of Bitcoin reaches to 1,10,000, there is a very slim possibility that it can fall below this. So how would you be able to profit on this? Now, in order to profit on this, what you can do, we can open up the trade in the upward direction with the use of 10 as a multiplier, taking a very small stop loss. Even if the market collapses down, it will not be able to close our trade at any given moment of the time. Good chances of it. It will not be able to drop to the level of 1,05,000. So that means for all the traders, there is an amazing opportunity to invest in Bitcoin. You can invest the selective range of multiplier that you select, 10 or 20 or 50, whichever you are comfortable in, close to 1 lakh 10,000 level. There is a good chances that the Bitcoin prices will line, and our stop loss, which is at this particular price level, there are very slim chances that our trade will close. So that means there is only one way left for the Bitcoin to rise in the upcoming days. That too would be in the bullish sentiments. In the bullish sentiments. Mr. Malikji said, what's your opinion on today's news on economic calendar? There are not many important news related associated for today, sir, in my opinion. But however, in the upcoming days, in this week, we will have a GDP release date. Uh, okay, Bank of Japan core CPI. This will not be impacting the market to good extent. I think Swiss France GDP second quarter would be important. Not many important news for today, but on 28th of August, you will have a great opportunity to invest in GDP on Swiss France, and second one is the second quarter GDP. Now, people are paying a very close look on this because if the US GDP is positive, the stock will soar. That means the stock market will keep on rising as it is. I hope I answered your question, Mr. Malik. Mr. Das says, sir, I'm 14 years old and I want to learn trading. Where do I learn? Sir, trading is an amazing thing to learn. And if you are at this young age, you thirst for the knowledge is something which is very important. And I liked it. In order to learn about the financial market, you can visit one of the easiest site, which is there is trading economic site, and the second one is the Wikipedia for traders. which is Investopedia. Go to Investopedia, read the candlestick formation as a beginner, and start learning from there. That's how you will be able to gain more knowledge about it. So Bitcoin has a good chances of rising. Not only Bitcoin, but the cryptocurrency associated. That's the reason I have invested close to $4,000 in Bitcoin using the smallest value of multiplier possible, which is 10. And I'm holding my position. Even if the market jumps by like 10%, I will be able to manage close to 100% profit. Even if the market rises 5%, I will be able to close it on the substantial margin. The main objective is to recover the P&L ratio that it is having. So with this trade, I am very sure that the market will be keep on the rising. So not only Bitcoin will rise, but let's look at the price of Ethereum. Bitcoin did fall by a huge margin, but not compared to Ethereum. Ethereum just dropped down by a little margin. So in my opinion, Ethereum also has a substantial chances of rising again. So so no code basically suggests that there was no entry point, but we took the trade. We were using 10 as a multiplier. We will look into this existing trade in the next week and see how much amount of profit we would be able to make on this one. So, but good chances for the Bitcoin prices to rise. Not only Bitcoin, but Ethereum and all the close associates of it. That means the cryptocurrency. Let's look into the price of Brent. Now we know that the Brent is a crude oil which is available in the international market. What can be happening? So if you look into the graph from 1 day perspective, you will be able to see that it has a very good psychological support level around $70 per barrel, and the next level of support was somewhere around 68 $69 per barrel. Yeah, 59, that's not the price. 50, yeah, 68, 65 to 68 dollar per barrel. So this level could act as a very good level of support. From this level, there are substantial chances for the Brent prices to be keep on the rising front. So keep a look on this as well. Dear traders, let me know in the comment section how many of you know about the existing Forex market. As I told you, Forex is one of the easiest way to make money. So in the last variation, I made a good profit on gold. Not only this, but here is another trade of ours. We were able to generate close to 24% profit on a single jump of the market, and we closed the trade at that very instant, made $246, and we closed the trade. So that's how, as a trader, you have to understand the variation in the financial market and use it all the variation for your benefit. Mr. Das said, "Thank you, sir. You're welcome, Mr. Das." These are the exciting times. Gold has again a substantial chances of rising. Second thing, Bitcoin has a good chances of rising as well. Along with Bitcoin, all the cryptocurrencies has a good chances of rising. So keep a look on this and make a substantial profit by yourself. In the next, we will be watching our trade and see how much amount of profit we were able to gather on this. If you have any questions on the heat map, let me know in the comment section. Even if I'm unavailable, I will be reading your comments and giving you some trading ideas based on it as well. Thank you very much for having me for today's stream. If you have any question, feel free to ask me in the comment section. Yeah, these are the major trading ideas. Brent, gold, Bitcoin, Ethereum, Dogecoin, all the cryptocurrencies has a substantial chances of rising. In the upcoming days, it will be an amazing entry to hold yourself profitable on. Keep a closer look on the financial market. If you have any question that you wishes to ask me, you have the comment section all dedicated on that. So thank you very much, dear traders, for staying ahead with me. It was lovely having conversation with you. If you need anything, that few features on the platform, if you need any specific features, if you have any question made me regarding deposit withdrawal, anything in particular, specifically let me know how's your trading in progress, which trading strategies are you using, and we will try to dive ourselves out of the trouble that you're facing, and hopefully my stream will be able to help you to navigate through the market on the positive front. It was lovely having conversation with you. Unfortunately, the 30 minutes went by like any. I needed to talk a lot with you, but 30 minutes went by like anything. If you have any question, I'll be there to answer. Thank you very much for being with me for this market overview. I'll be coming up into the next week with few more trading ideas. I wish you all the best to all my lovely traders. Take care of yourself. Have a great day ahead in trading. Have a profitable trading journey. Good night, guys. Bye bye.